canary at lunchtime? Why not try something smart to chew on? The Lunchroom on RCI, Monday to Friday, 12:45 to 2 p.m. The Lunchroom, informative, enlightening, provocative, engaging. The Lunchroom on RCI, food for thought. The station that gives you, more lunch.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Lunchroom on Radio Caribbean International. It's Friday, August the 22nd, 2025. This is program number 1433 and I'm your host, Calix George Jr. Now, of course, in addition to 101.1 FM radio, you can also get us at our website, rcistlucia.com, and we are streaming live on Facebook. You just have to search for the official page of Radio Caribbean International. And please be sure to like and share that link as well with your friends and family. And if you want to tell us what's on your plate today, the number to do so is 452-3046. Again, 452-3046. And you can also message in on our WhatsApp number. That is 724-0008. Again, 724-0008 on WhatsApp. Now, we want to send out some birthday greetings for today, for August the 22nd. And first, we want to wish the very best of birthdays to Archdeacon Randolph Evelyn, a former Archdeacon of the Anglican Church, Anglican Communion here in St. Lucia, and wishing him a wonderful birthday celebration. And he's supposed to be, I think, 91 this year. So definitely want to wish him the very best of health and happiness. Also sending birthday greetings out to Mr. Richard Suraj. Happy birthday to you, sir. Hope you're having a fantastic birthday. Also to Mr. Mickey Henry. Happy birthday to you. And I'm sure that you're going to have a splendid birthday. You always make sure that you have a great time. So we're wishing you a wonderful, wonderful birthday. We also want to send out some birthday greetings to Dr. Amanda Louie. Happy birthday to you and wishing you a wonderful birthday celebration. And as well to Miss Nadege Jean-Baptiste. Happy birthday to you. And we do know it's a difficult time for you and the family, but we definitely wish you strength at this time. And of course, hope you can definitely enjoy your birthday. Well, we also want to send out some advanced birthday wishes to RCI team member right here, Liza Peter. Happy birthday to you in advance. And we do hope that you have a wonderful birthday on Sunday. I look back in time on this day in the history of the world. Back in the year 1485, saw a very famous battle, the Battle of Bosworth Field, between Henry Tudor's forces defeating an English king, King Richard III, during the last battle in the War of the Roses. And the result there that Richard III was killed, and he became the last English monarch to die in battle. In fact, his body was found not too long ago and reinterred in a nearby cathedral. In the year 1639, on this day, Madras, and now Chennai in India, was founded by the British East India Company on a sliver of land bought from local Nayak rulers. In the year 1642, on this day, the English Civil War began between royalist and parliamentarian forces. 1775, the King of Great Britain and Ireland at the time, George III, proclaimed the American colonies to be in open rebellion and ordered his officials to suppress them. Of course, the beginnings of the American Revolutionary War. And in the year 1864, on this day, the first Geneva Convention adopted in Geneva, quote, for the amelioration of the condition of the wounded in armies in the field, of course, protecting the rights of injured persons there. And that was signed at the time by 12 countries. We now head on to our dish of the day. We're going to try to get in touch with Mr. Joseph Reds Pereira, Dr. Pereira, to tell us a little bit about the upcoming weekend and the week to come in CPL cricket.
Who's a little man with a lot to offer? He is the Harris Bates man who sells the best ballers in so many colors. He is the Harris Bates man for a better pay and a better price. Check the little man for some soft advice. If you're raining inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Bates. If you're raining inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Bates.
Serving now, the Daily Dish.
All right, and welcome back to our program, of course, for our Dish of the Day. As I mentioned, there is going to be cricket coming up here in St. Lucia. Caribbean Premier League is kicking off with our home matches for the St. Lucia Kings, of course, the defending champions. And no doubt they're already buoyed by some success over in St. Kitts. And close match, but a win nonetheless. And I'm sure they're pretty much hoping to be able to repeat that this coming weekend as they are heading to take on the Trinidad Knight Riders tomorrow at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. And of course, I'm pretty certain that we have a very excited Joseph Reds Pereira to be able to tell us about what he's looking forward from the St. Lucia Kings from tomorrow.
Well, I'm coolly looking forward to what should be a cracker of the game. The Kings didn't start out all that well. They got washed out against the Falcons, and they had probably marked that down on the win column.
Right.
They end up at 1 point. Mm-hmm. But they won the next game, so they've played 2, they've got 3. It's early days yet. TKR and the Kings arrived fairly late last night. I think the original time was due sometime after 7. But,
I think that flight came in pretty late. Is it from? Yeah.
Yeah, late arrival, so they probably didn't get to their beds close to about 11, if mm-hmm. so, and maybe had a late breakfast. I'm not sure if the Kings and the TKR are practicing, but I would think that they will be looking either to go to the ground early tomorrow or have a little late night practice under the lights. And I will probably know later because I'm fairly close to the ground. But
no Grosley Friday night for them then.
Pardon?
I said no Grosley Friday night for them.
No. And I don't believe the managers will be very happy with that. They could probably stay in and watch some videos on matches they have played.
Yeah.
But TKR would be very keen to win here.
Right.
Because they lost to the Falcons. And, you know, the Falcons did very well from very little. But by that I mean that they didn't get 200 plus. They got average score, but they're able to eventually win by 10 runs. Pollard did try at the end to see if he could bring it home. So the Falcons, in front of a very good crowd in St. Kitts at Sir Vivian Richards, were able to bounce back. And now, instead of just being a 4-horse race, it's now a 5-horse race. Now, you know, the two are going to be meeting, and it's going to be interesting to see. Well, last night you really had a crack of a game where Jason Holler was outstanding, and the Patriots actually won their second game. So they have actually moved to 4 points, but I think they've played 5 matches. And that's not very good returns for the amount of matches you played. But it's fairly early days yet. But back to the battle tomorrow evening.
7 o'clock?
To be exact.
Yeah.
At 7 o'clock. The Kings obviously want to win their home matches.
And now they've got,
Which,
well, pretty much two back-to-back really important matches, as you're pointing out. You've got tomorrow at 7 o'clock. They've got to take on the Trinidad and Tobago Night Riders. But then the following day, Sunday, they've also got another matchup against the Barbados Royals.
yes, and they ideally they want to win both. But in T20 cricket, you can't take anything for granted, because you can have a bad start, you can have all the plans in the world, but you can find yourself fifth of four and needing a middle order stand to try and get you up to 180 or 190. But the TKR, I mean, they're a side with great history. I mean, a star-studded side. Whether Darren Bravo, who appeared in the last game, will be suited up, we just have to wait and see what they will do, because he hadn't played any cricket for over 2 years. But losing their last game, I mean, I think they are not so that they won their last game and they're sitting fairly pretty. They're heading home after here, but they will want at least to pick up a victory away,
right,
and get as many at home.
And then they will be playing back at home at some point. I think on the 3rd, is it? Wednesday, the 3rd of September, they'll be playing the Kings again.
Yes. Now, Matthew Ford is slowly recovering from injury. Whether he will show tonight or whether they will give him enough time to get over the injury totally, we just have to wait and see. I mean, the Kings from last year have lost Duplessis, the captain, and they have also lost Ahmed, the very clever left-arm spinner. New leadership, but handled the last game very well. I thought his captaincy was extremely good, and that's important. The start is very, 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 very important. You really need to get runs on the board. You want to make sure that you're not down after the power play. So there are many factors. And the weather is beautiful. I'm sure in Castries is just as hot as Bonterre.
Yes, thankfully the weather does look pretty good. There's a system pretty far out there. I think 1,500 miles away. It should not be impacting us anytime soon.
We should be free of rain, and I think we will probably have a fairly record crowd. Well,
and that's definitely, there's no excuse for people not to come out, for sure. Saturday evening, and all things considered, the defending champions at this point. This is the first time that we can say that we're coming to see the Kings, after their victory over last year, and we've seen them on home ground. So I certainly expect that every single seat out there will be filled and will be certainly in high demand, and the grounds, of course.
And I think the conditions at the Darren Sammy is really made for run scoring. It's going to offer the fast bowlers a little bit of bounce, good carry to the keeper. The spinners will have to work hard to get any real purchase and any real turn. But what the spinner's got to do is bowl accurately and try and keep the figures down to less than 4 per over. But the Trinidad side has got very good balance, maybe more experience than the Kings, but all that goes for naught when the toss is spun. And
I was just going to ask you, I mean, your take that they should, if they do win the toss, do you think that they should go in and bat?
You never know what is in the minds of the captains. Some captains like to chase. Some captains like to put runs on the board, and runs on the board brings scoreboard pressure. I don't know. It just depends on the mood of the discussion. No doubt both sides will be looking at all the options,
Right.
But in a final analysis, Junior, it's the performance on the day, that really matters. But the defending champions are expecting the St. Lucia crowd to be a 12th man and to give them great support, whilst also appreciating the skills of the Trinidad and Tobago team. So it's very open. I mean, there is no real favorites. I mean, the Amazon Warriors only had one game, right? So it's early days in the competition, very
Yeah.
early days in the competition, right?
And of course, no doubt the local side would be looking to, I say local side, I mean the people in the crowd will definitely be looking to see Johnson Charles, Akeem O'Geist make a good show of themselves on home soil.
Well, Charles has
Shadrach
shown,
as well. Yeah.
Charles has shown pretty good form. I mean, he likes the ball coming onto the bat. O'Geist guilty of maybe looking for a drive much too early. Caught off the first ball. I think you need to just judge the pace, judge the bunks before you look in the drive and make sure that it's almost a half volley. So whether he'll be adjusted or not, we just have to wait and see. But there is options on both sides. There's options on both sides. So it should be a very spectacular Saturday night.
Yep.
And here's hoping that the public obey all the traffic rules in terms of where to park or where not to park.
Very good points. Yeah.
Right. And that people wouldn't be, what should I say, very selfish and block up a whole area by simply parking and rushing in, and then spending another half an hour celebrating with friends or celebrating the victory or discussing the loss.
I definitely suspect it's one of those times you definitely want to get in as early as possible. I do suspect that regardless of even the best intentions in terms of parking management, there's going to be quite a heavy crowd coming in.
Definitely. But people who park badly should at least leave where they're sitting and go and move their car.
Yes, definitely.
You can't be sticking your car in and knowing that it could be holding up a whole host of people who are quietly waiting for you to move your car.
Yeah.
So it's the tickets have been on sale for quite a long time.
Yeah, there's some promotions out today as well. Yeah.
Yes, the Johnson Charles stand is $50 CAD, and there are other charges elsewhere. Some of the private boxes have been taken. Some have not been taken, I'm told. And it comes down, I suppose, to the cost of the boxes. But one would think that the major crowd is John Public or Mary Public, as you may say.
Right.
And filling the Johnson Charles stand is going to be key. The ground is a nice atmosphere. You have the cash-free stand, so it should be pretty colorful. And there'll be entertainment. There'll be the dancing girls, and here's hoping that the battle in the middle is a contest. You don't want a one-sided game one way or the other.
Agreed.
You really want a good contest. You don't want to see the Kings winning easily or the TKR winning easily. You want to see people chasing about 200, and you have a game-on situation with 3 or 4 overs to go.
Some people can't handle the excitement, but let's hope that it is an exciting evening. And of course, it's moving into an entire week of cricket. There's matches next week, Tuesday, and that's another major one, of course, against the Guyana Warriors. And of course Thursday as well, and I think there's another match on the following weekend.
Yes, that match with the Warrior, you have divided loyalties. you have the Guylutions.
Right, of course, of course.
Some people might have two flags, the Guyana flag and a St. Lucian flag.
Not you, of course, though, Reds. We know that that's not the case.
No. All in good fun.
I know.
And that's important, that
Yes.
you come back aside,
Right.
but, respect to the guy who have a different view, Have a
Exactly.
different view. And let's make sure that, a lot of money is being spent on the ground for World Cup. Let's use it. I don't want to see people put their feet in the back of the chairs
Right,
and things
right.
like that, And if you take your trash, you take your own little bundle of stuff, make sure that you pack it up and you also take it away.
Yep, very good advice right there. Let's hope we can all be responsible and make best
Exactly.
use of our wonderful facility.
Exactly.
Thanks so very much. And of course, that has been
All
Dr.
right.
David Reds Pereira. Thanks very much. Joseph Reds Pereira, sorry. On our cricket coming up for CPL cricket. And of course, that first match against the St. Lucia Kings and the Trinidad Knight Riders. That'll be on tomorrow from 7 o'clock at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. So my best advice is with everybody. Hopefully, I too will be able to try to get out of the house early enough so that you can get enough time to comfortably get in there. No doubt there'll be lots of traffic, and let's hope we can all be patient and responsible on the road. Now, of course, that's our dish of the day. And when we come back, we will get into a few other matters topical in the news. And then we'll head across to take in our weather report.
This has been The Daily Dish.
Who's a little man with a lot to offer? He is the Harris Benz man who sells the best for less in so many colors. He is the Harris Benz man for a better pay and a better price. Check the little man for some self-advice. If you're raining inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Benz. If you're raining inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Benz.
Welcome back to the program here at the Lunchroom on Radio Caribbean International. Now, of course, it is what I would like to dub or consider to be the season of Boloms and Maginoué politics, and lots of stuff going out there, information and misinformation, reality and delusion when it comes to the messaging of politicians at this point in time. So, of course, the importance of fact-checking is going to be pretty important as we continue to see lots of statements being made that at the very best could be considered uninformed at this point in time. And it would appear that even when there are certain initiatives that are being brought forward, there's sometimes a benefit, I think, to effectively pick your battles and not dwell necessarily on a particular matter. If there's some good that's going on, you simply just acknowledge it and indicate it's a good move, and move on to something else, some other issue that you think might be topical. That, to me, should be the potential approach of the opposition. But it would appear that they are really looking to take on nearly anything that that might perhaps paint the government or the other side in a good light, instead of simply dealing with other substantial issues. And one of them that certainly caught my attention was that this statement that was posted by a surrogate of the opposition regarding the spending on fire trucks right, by the current administration. And this individual went on to, in fact, suggest that the government was spending in the region of $38 million on 2 fire trucks. And the individual said that they could not understand how that could be possible and that something has to be wrong with respect to that kind of spending. And of course, trying to suggest, I suppose, that there is something amiss regarding the investment that the government announced regarding the St. Lucia Fire Service. And again, it's unfortunate, and this is the exact words of the individual. Big time bobble, $36.5 million for 2 fire trucks. Those are made in gold. Anyone seen them yet? Right? That's what the line was actually saying. Big time bobble, $36.5 million for 2 fire trucks. Those are made in gold. Anyone seen them yet? And of course, the reality is very, very much different. And I did want to find out myself. It's exactly because, of course, we did hear the Prime Minister make mention of an investment of about $30 million in respect of the St. Lucia Fire Service. And we saw some of the equipment that was being handed over to the St. Lucia Fire Service recently. And of course, we also heard a statement coming from the chief, right, of the chief fire officer, who in fact said that that $30 million represented the largest investment that the St. Lucia Fire Service has received in over 30 years. So he was in fact saying that and congratulating the government in this regard. But just to give a sense of precisely what was this project about, it's actually called the Resilience of St. Lucia Fire Service Project. And it actually comes to an end in this year, December 31st, 2025, being implemented by the Department of Home Affairs. And the total project cost in US dollars is $11,027,200. And that is being funded through or by the Caribbean Development Bank. So the Caribbean Development Bank is providing 2 components. One is a small grant component of about $230,500, and the other component is about $9.97 million US dollars. So put it all together, it's a total, and government of St. Lucia putting in some financing, counterpart financing, but when you put it all together, it's 11 million US dollars, which is roughly 30 million EC dollars. But what is that really covering? It's not just 2 fire trucks, as this individual is trying to suggest. What is actually being done under the program includes the following. 1 aerodrome truck, which includes, of course, an aerodrome truck is for airport use, and there's specialized fire tenders which are designed to be able to tackle fires that may involve crashes and what have you. So there's 1 aerodrome truck, and these things are, of course, pretty expensive in and of themselves. 5 domestic firefighting trucks, 4 ambulances, 4 quick response vehicles. Then it also tackles the replacement of all firefighting foam, the purchase of self-contained breathing apparatus sets for fire personnel, because, of course, if you are battling fires, you do need to ensure that you've got the means to get into environments that have a lot of smoke. You want to, of course, prevent inhalation of smoke and suffocation, so you've got to have the right breathing apparatus to be able to allow you to enter into these very dangerous environments, right? So, of course, they need this to do their work. Also, the purchase of turnout and bunker gear. the purchase of extrication equipment, which of course is important for emergency accident response when individuals are getting trapped in vehicles. We're seeing, unfortunately, what it appears to be a rise in the number of accidents on our roads. So that, of course, is necessary. Then also IT training and capacity building, building of a specialized practical training ground for the St. Lucia Fire Service, the refurbishment of their training facility. It also includes the hiring of psychologists during the period of time as well. And that, of course, is important because we're seeing that these are our first responders. These are individuals who are inevitably going into sometimes very, gruesome and psychologically taxing spaces, dealing with individuals who've been injured in accidents, sometimes dealing with persons who have been shot, persons who have are going through trauma, and that can have an impact psychologically on those first responders. And so the need to, in fact, ensure that the first responders get the kind of debriefing, the kind of counseling to deal with what they see, right, and how they can internalize it, how they deal with it as well. That's also really, really important for them. So this project is covering a host of various interventions within the St. Lucia Fire Service. And so it covers, yes, the purchase of vehicles, and we listed all of those vehicles there at a cost of close to over $7 million US dollars, but it also involved setting up of facilities for training, infrastructure work. So all of that was also covered under this project. So in total, it's not just this one or two vehicles as the person was trying to suggest. It actually is 14 vehicles that were purchased in total, but not even just the vehicles alone, a host of other equipment and infrastructure support for the St. Lucia Fire Service. So those are the facts on that one. Just thought I wanted to clear that one up because quite often we see these statements that are circulating out there and they can sometimes be believed by individuals because some people think that everything that they see out there in social media is reality. That's our this is our little segment there on just a fact checking. And now we have to take in our weather report.
And of course, now it's time for our weather report brought to you by Island Style.
Girl, I've been so stressed searching for the perfect tiles to complete my home.
Really?
Yeah, it's always the same white, beige, and gray tiles with these tile stores. Like they're all buying from the same place. You're the design expert. Help me, please. I'm fed up.
What are you looking for?
Something different. Something that says Caribbean beauty and suits my personality. Something vibrant and classy with a little razzle dazzle.
Okay, Ms. Razzle Dazzle, I know just the place. Island Style Tile and Bath, they're my #1 store for everything tile. And with their new In Living Color collection, you'll find the most gorgeous styles to give you that splash of Caribbean flair you're looking for.
That sounds perfect.
I'll even take you myself and throw in a free design consultation.
I'll never say no to that, sis. I can't afford you anyway.
Visit our Island Style showrooms in Castries, Rodney Bay, and Vieux Fort, or call 450-452 or 453 Tile. We'll help bring your vision to life in living color.
This is Radio Caribbean International. It's now time for the weather news.
And the forecast for St. Lucia Valley for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from west-east near... Winds will be blowing from southeast near 14 miles per hour or 22 kilometers per hour, becoming lighter and variable or calm at times. Weather, fair skies becoming cloudy at times with with a few scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. Forecast for the Lesser Antilles: partly cloudy, becoming cloudy at times with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly over the northern half of the region. Tropical weather outlook: a tropical wave will cause occasionally cloudy skies with a few scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms over the Lesser Antilles during the next 24 hours. There is a high chance for an area of low pressure associated with this wave to develop into a tropical depression this weekend as it passes north of the northern Leeward Islands. Another tropical wave located over the central tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 21 miles per hour or 33 kilometers per hour. There is medium chance of this developing over the next couple of days. A third tropical wave located over the far eastern tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 6 miles per hour or 9 kilometers per hour. And that is your weather report, brought to you by Island Style.
This has been RCI's Weather News. For more information, call the Weather Hotline at 454-3452. RCI 101 number 1.
Girl, I've been so stressed searching for the perfect tiles to complete my home.
Really?
Yeah, it's always the same white, beige, and gray tiles with the style stores. Like they're all buying from the same place. You're the design expert. Help me, please. I'm fed up.
What are you looking for?
Something different. Something that says Caribbean beauty and suits my personality. Something vibrant and classy with a little razzle dazzle.
Okay, Ms. Razzle Dazzle, I know just the place. Island Style Tile and Bath, they're my number one store for everything tile. And with their new In Living Color collection, you'll find the most gorgeous styles to give you that splash of Caribbean flair you're looking for.
That sounds perfect.
I'll even take you myself and throw in a free design consultation.
I'll never say no to that, sis. I can't afford you anyway.
Visit our Island Style showrooms in Castries, Rodney Bay, and View Fort, or call 450-452 or 453 Tile. Will help bring your vision to life in living color.
And welcome back to the lunchroom here at Radio Caribbean International. And of course, I think we've got a call already on. Okay, we're going to take that one in. Of course, the number is 4523046. Good afternoon. Welcome to the lunchroom. What's on your plate today?
Good afternoon, Mr. George. How are you?
Very good. They're very good. Thank you for asking.
Very good, eh?
Yes, indeed.
Today's a special day, man, for you.
A special day for me?
Huh?
How so?
No, I was going to ask you, where will you be tonight, this evening? On what show?
Oh, no. I will be probably at home. Oh, I don't know.
Because I heard you on with Andre Paul and them.
Oh, yes. I was a guest on
All right, yeah.
another program with Mr. Fenelon.
You on your regular. So
Well,
I'm wondering if, you know.
No, there'll be no further shows for the day.
You know, it's like a blitzkrieg, man. You're putting it on.
A blitzkrieg. Well,
It's all good, you know.
yeah.
You become, you know, they asked you for your designation. What did you say? What was your designation there? What capacity?
I'm not even too sure that he gave me a designation, to be honest.
Oh, well, you were KG there. But in what capacity were you there? I'm asking you.
I was there because I had been on that program once before, so I suppose as maybe a political commentator. I don't know.
No, not an objective. Well, objective enough, but the perception is not necessarily.
Well, that is true. That is true. You never know, but yes.
Yeah, no, because I mean, that was that's a SLB promotion thing. So it couldn't be just a commentator. They won't just bring a commentator.
Right.
You know? But I don't know why you don't want to disclose your designation.
Because I didn't. No, he really had no no designation. He indicated to me that he
for years I pushing hard, for 4 years, you're not saying nothing.
Well, maybe I might be able to come into that show at some point under the name that it's called.
Well, you might be the minister of debunking the lies.
Or Minister of Information.
Or you must be, something like that, because you did that admirably, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, with a lot of you were factual,
Well, I try to be, certainly.
The numbers and the detail.
Right.
That's why it's important, And when you hear these things, you wonder what world these guys living in, man.
You really have to question.
Just try and,
Yeah.
try and paint an alternative picture to what the truth is.
An alternative reality.
And create a scenario like nothing is being done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the police and all these people in the, who are benefiting from, not them alone, not personnel alone, but also the institutions, the agencies.
Right.
Would see things like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It would really disturb me that all that kind of effort and resources being placed,
right,
at their hands. But to keep on saying that and to hear that coming from, especially the new young Turks, we're not so young, but the new Turks.
Right.
That as if the government doesn't know how to govern and all kind of. It beats me, colleagues. It really beats me, and I'm glad that they're being debunked with numbers, because what I find, it's important that people like you do that. You understand? Because sometimes people who are supporters of the government attempt to do that, but they don't have the facts together, nor do they cannot engage. They rattle off things, and it comes across very poorly. And it seems to me that the opposition is getting thing out of that. That people will be calling on behalf of the government, and it seems to like they're just reciting.
Right.
And that's poor. And there are a number of them. By all means, you have a right to call and support your party, but you don't just rattle off numbers and just say things without being able to, justify what you're saying. And I find that's what you're doing, because you're a scientific person. I guess it comes with the training, It comes with the training, and it's good that you continue doing that, and because that's what people need. People need the right information, to make the decisions. And I just
certainly. Thanks for that, caller. Thanks for that vote of confidence.
I think your father is a man like that too,
Well, certainly, very much so.
Yeah. Fact. Figures, research.
Yeah. No, it is important, and especially because in this environment where people are hearing things, and
that's why I admire you guys on talk shows. I couldn't be a talk show host. I've been asked to be a talk show host, but I'm not tolerant to people.
I suspected that was the reason. I said I suspected that was the reason.
yeah, man. I mean, people come and, and I seen some talk show hosts allowing them to speak on other foolishness and lies, and they themselves, you could see they know, but they say nothing. They don't stop them. They don't, you know. And I would think, regardless of what side, even the talk show host has his right to support a side. There's nothing wrong with that. But
right.
when you see people going off and using ad hominem, especially attacking people personally, and all these sort of things, you have to call it out.
Yeah.
Regardless of what side doing it. And when they split in the windows, half-truths, lies, things, you have to stop them. You have to challenge them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true. Very true. There is that responsibility.
Yeah. Anyway, my brother.
Thanks very much for that, caller.
Okay, keep going.
Have a good one. And, of course, the number to call in to tell us what's on your plate, it is 4523046. Now, I just got word that there's also another very, very special gentleman who we did not make mention of, and we will do so right now, who is celebrating his birthday today. And he is 101 today, in fact. And he is St. Lucia's veteran, Mr. Reginald Cherubin. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, sir. I should probably be singing a happy birthday for you, because I know you have a wonderful voice and you certainly appreciate music. And we are wishing you an absolutely wonderful day. Take every day as it comes, of course. And no doubt there's some good ones and there's some bad ones. We really hope that today is going to be a great day for you. And we're wishing you the very, very best of health and happiness to Mr. Reginald Cherubin. Many persons would know him and his valor and commitment to the St. Lucia Ex-Services League, who he continuously is very much front and center, and served his country, served the West Indies admirably in service. And so certainly we want to pay tribute to him and those of his generation, because certainly that is a tremendous milestone, turning 101 today. So we want to wish him the very, very best. And of course, a big shout out to his daughter, his very loving daughter, who takes wonderful care of him, Mrs. Jackie Cherubin Weeks. Oh, sorry, yes, it's Jackie Cherubin Weeks. And, of course, we wish them the very best of blessings on his very special birthday. Now, also want to make mention of the fact that there was actually an event yesterday evening, and that was through the Chamber of Commerce. We made mention of it, and that is, I think it was called a political forum. And so the Chamber is trying to have a closed-door event where members of the Chamber can actually interact and ask questions of the various political parties. And yesterday's event was with the Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Alan Chasney, and he, in fact, seemed to have come with a team of individuals as well. Some of his up-and-coming candidates for the upcoming general election. We'll definitely have to take that in perhaps once the actual recording is made available by the Chamber of Commerce, because it would be good to hear some of the statements coming out of that forum. It appears not a very great turnout, maybe about 25 individuals from what I gather. But certainly seemed to have been a pretty long session nonetheless. Want to also make mention of a few happenings yesterday, two of them, one in the south of the island, and that is Baron Foods, which of course is a company very well known to St. Lucia. The CEO there, Mr. Ronald Ramjatan, I'm not sure if that's his exact title, but he's certainly the owner of the property of the company, has certainly made a tremendous contribution to the industrial aspect of St. Lucia in agro-processing, and I think Baron products are pretty well known, certainly all across St. Lucia and quite often are gifts that are taken away by St. Lucians overseas because it is of a very good and high quality. And certainly it has been one of those products that we've certainly been pretty proud of. Viking, for example, another one in that similar sector. But a major expansion and development that is ongoing for Barron, and they are putting down, I think, at least $20 million into a new facility, which will be just north of the WLBL Heineken facility down there. A tremendous investment, certainly, into a facility that is also going to be a bit of an attraction in its own right, because individuals actually, similar to how you may want to visit now the St. Lucia distillers, they're also setting up a similar kind of visitor experience as well as part of this major investment. And that was there was a sword turning for that yesterday afternoon. Let's go to the phone lines at this time. Good afternoon and welcome to the lunchroom. What's on your plate today? Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, caller. How are you doing? Are you hearing us, by the way?
Yes,
okay,
it's
great.
back on.
Okay, wonderful.
It came back, I think, from day before yesterday.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
because it was almost like 2 weeks we couldn't get it different stream. I was just calling to say this morning, I was listening to the program you all had. And then the program you all had meet the government one.
Yeah, it's called on Rev Up, Meet the Minister, it's called, yeah.
Yeah, and then ET has this way of coming, just trying to mess up this program every time they have it by just calling and sticking to the same thing over and over. DSH, CIP, DSH, CIP. And if you know,
okay.
And you see what you're saying, because he has even been said he have all kinds of documents and all sorts of things to show the run of the DSH and everything.
Yeah, I would have loved to have engaged him a little bit more, although the host was not too keen to give him any more time. But yeah, certainly, I think he was a little bit, he is pretty misguided when it comes to DSH, and almost trying to suggest that DSH has not moved forward because the current administration sort of stopped DSH. That's not true. There's been no stoppage of DSH. There was an attempt to renegotiate. I don't think anything has come of it because DSH seems to be the one who doesn't want to engage in that, perhaps. And I think they were even planning on trying to take legal action, but none of it has actually come forward. But then even before, how do you look at a project that was promising that it was going to deliver a race every day, right?
Yes.
And this project eventually started in, was it 2019? Was it 2019?
2016 they started.
Well, I mean, they started the project itself, but then when they had the first race day, I think it was 2018?
19.
Was it 19, 18? I can't remember, but whatever it was, that over
there. This was December 2019.
No, it was a little earlier than that. It would have been earlier than that because remember we had COVID in 2020. So I suppose it was 2018. But
no, because the COVID was in 2020 and they had the first race. Because it takes so long for them to build that thing that they only had 2 races. It was one in February and then one in this year, I think. But they also had one in February 2020.
There was another one in February 2020. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah, and then since then they've not had any race days.
Anything.
They've not had any race days. Even after you had an end of COVID, there was nothing that came of it, and up to today, what do we have? We effectively have a project that has not delivered at all. And it's not to say that I made the point before that, look, there have been similar projects that have come to naught in a very similar way. There's a similar horse race facility up in St. Kitts, in the north of St. Kitts, or northwest of St. Kitts. And a similar kind of concept, real estate project. And again, a similar story. They had like maybe 1 or 2 race days, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because he keep on saying that same thing. And he also ties it to the CIP. He has so many times people have been waiting because he has promised to come on Radio 100, all his documents, but he never seems to be written concerning CIP. It's always a CIP. It's always the same thing, but yet he didn't. Even the global ports holding, I think he says anybody can go and see the global ports have 30. I think they said 33 ports.
Right.
That they
something
are,
like that. Yes.
Yeah, in 21 countries.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows about. But when he comes out and he says things, it's like he just throws things out there and then leaves it like that. And even sometimes wants to argue and get on it people as if all what he says is right. But he can never actually come with any kind of document. As he keep on saying he'll have the document, but waiting to hear. But he never comes with anything, but yet he will just fraud anything he feel like. Or as he say, he's intelligent, he's privileged, he's all sorts of things, but yet, I mean, somebody cannot be doing that all the time. Because he seems to be calling the program they have every Friday, just trying to put off everything that is being said.
I see. Well, I suppose that's why the host was not too keen to engage in much of that.
It's a CIP. And everybody knows the only CIP that E.T. is really, really interested in is Chasley in power. That's the only CIP pin, but he playing around with CIP all the time.
Interesting one there, caller. Yes. But, I mean, the point about GPH, I mean, you're right. They are in so many different places, including Barcelona. I mean, for those who've ever been on or know the Mediterranean, know that Barcelona is a major port in the Mediterranean, including Las Palmas, Lisbon, Malaga, Taranto. I mean, a lot of Valletta in Malta, Vigo. That's in the northwest of Spain.
So they say they'll be having more. They will be having more.
Yeah, certainly.
You can get all the information you want there.
I mean, it's a major company, very much noted, and the strength of it, you see, is that they can drive visitors as well because they've got alliances, or they've tried to build alliances with the cruise sector, right?
And
so
that's reputable. That's the thing.
Right. So I mean, and of course in the Caribbean as well, as we mentioned, San Juan and Nassau and many others, Antigua. So yeah, definitely. It stands as a pretty good player in that regard in terms of what they can assist in. Now, I mean, and what I find strange is the attempt right now to create this issue over the dollar an acre, which is very unfortunate because they're missing the whole point, right? And in a lot of these PPP arrangements, there is some sort of transfer of property as almost a collateral for the developer, right? So in the case of a Bolt, the property is transferred to a developer. They hold the property for a 15, 20-year period, and then the government pays back $1 to the developer at a peppercorn rate. You get the property back at the end of the day. But the more critical thing is that the benefits of the investment are going to the country. In the case of DSH, the benefits of the investment were not going directly to the country; they were going to the private entity, DSH, right? And how do you compare something that is a lease for 30 years versus a lease for 99 years? Right? That's over 3 times the length of time. So
I don't understand. It's like those people are just trying to destroy all the progress that they try to make to uplift the country. I can't see, but from people that have seen the drawings and all of those things, they're telling you, this is so fascinating. It's just going to uplift the whole city and all of these things. But yet you find they just throw so many things out there. Why do you have to? And sometimes they're not even really sure, because most times when I hear those things, I go on Google and get all my information. Just talking as if some of those things are rare. But when you go and get your information, you get in the facts, you get into it. So why are they trying to hide those things and make people believe differently. And you have people that actually believe in all of those things, you know. And every time I listen.
Yeah, when you think about it, for persons who are removed from, following politics on a daily basis or on a regular basis, it must be very, very difficult to be able to make sense of a lot of the messaging that's going on out there, because you've got, you've got sources and they'll tell you, well, this is what it is, but then others will just come and put out completely scary stuff. I mean, to the point where the things about the visas, for example, and the visa overstay rate, and it's really scaring some people. It actually is having an impact where people think they cannot travel or they won't travel because they're afraid, and
it's not everybody who go and research and get the information to all of. They will just take what you say as gospel and they will run with it and this put fear in fear. Because there are a lot of people that have fears, about a lot of the things. A lot of people have fears because they hear from those people they think that know it all, that were in there, and then they just believe what they hear. And I mean, people cannot be doing those things.
Yeah, and then what ends up happening is that effectively you're creating, even though there may not be any truth to it, you're ending up with reputational damage for the country.
Yeah.
And people end up, being negatively impacted. So we definitely have to be mindful of this kind of approach to politics.
Come on, you're even ready to destroy your own country, putting things out there that can really damage your country, not realizing that today or tomorrow you come into power, and that same country you destroy, you have to try and build it back. And they don't think that way at all.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for that contribution, caller. Have a good one, and we do hope that you enjoy your weekend. And, of course, for all those out there who will be out and about this weekend, no doubt it's going to be a pretty busy one because of CPL cricket. We do hope that we can stay safe, and especially, of course, we hope that we'll see some good presence and effort by the law enforcement agencies. They've got a very busy weekend ahead, no doubt, as well, as a result of all the activities. So we do hope that everybody can be cooperative and exercise a degree of patience and responsibility as well. So do have yourself a very happy weekend. We'll be back again on Monday, God willing, for another program of the Lunchroom on Radio Caribbean International. Have a good one.